Water makes he was shot really bad. He lost his arm and much more. He went to work eventually for the VA and worked really hard on the prosthetic. So you guys that came up now. He suffered, and you'll see in the book, he goes through his life a little bit and all that. The word deck house is not, when we worked off the helicopter carrier called deck. And I think it was deck house 4 that he got shot at. But this picture here is a very famous picture. It was taken by Life magazine. He wanted to hitch a ride on one of our birds out to a village doing some stuff. When he got caught, one of our helicopters got shot down. So this bird went to help. And the crew chief went over dragging his old helicopter way up high and dragging the pilot out facing him, dragging him. And the Viet Cong shot the pilot in the back. He died. The picture shows the angst of the crew chief's face. It was on the cover of Life magazine, and that's when the American people realized that this was a war that was killing Americans. Before then, it was just, one of those skirmishes that just came to life. You can look up Life magazine covers for 1966, you'll see it on there. I'll read a little bit about it. I'll tell you that part. I was proud to be a crew chief at HMN 363, Lucky Red Lions. We lost more of our squadron mates during my 14 months in country. I flew 252 combat missions. Some were mail runs, most were insertions, extractions, and medevacs. The medevacs were the worst. With so many Marines badly wounded, or KI like you've been. Believe me, I saw too much of this. And that's so I know in my heart what should happen. I feel if this gives me a better perspective of what you brave men have gone through. I included in your package a book written by one of our window gunners, Dante, who was badly wounded and wrote of his life and struggles with not only the wound but the VA. The VA in those days was nothing like it is today. They are just absolutely wonderful days. I'm sure most of you all know. In those days, it wasn't so good. Thankfully, the VA has improved its care for our wounded heroes. You'll see in Dante's book, Deck House. Deck House is what we call campaigns that are off from a helicopter carrier. We spent half our time on carriers working off the coast. Hattie was instrumental in helping develop prosthetics. I included a letter I wrote there's a letter in there that I wrote, including talking about Colonel Tyrone and what a great leader and man he is. P.S. Over the years, I have tried to help veterans with many problems and with information about how to use the VA to your advantage. Feel free to contact me at any time if you have any problems. You got my phone number, and even I was in when I came out from Vietnam, I had 2.5 years to do. I started working at the club. I was tired of helicopters. It was boring, flying touch and go training. So I started working at the club, and I got involved in the restaurant business. And over the years, I had many veterans work for me, and I tried my best to get them using VA. Buy your house. Just buy your house. I made more money going to college on a GI Bill than I did in the 4 years I was in the Marine Corps. And when I started, I think it was $78 a month. I made good money in Vietnam. I got $100 combat pay, $100 flight pay. But I've used my VA loan many times to buy houses. The last time I used it, I bought a fourplex. I built a fourplex. You have to live in. I don't know exactly what the rule I do. If you guys are interested, just contact me and I'll help find out anything you want to know about the VA. I just wanted to let you all know and take a look at the picture. You got it. Just take a look at the picture. And if you can tell or not, this is just the sadness on the crew chief's face. If you saw Full Metal Jacket, the movie, that was the kind of helicopter I was crew chief on. And we didn't do what that idiot crew chief did. You couldn't shoot. If you shot a water buffalo, you had to pay for it. The one regret, the most, I was a window gunner then, and we were trying to get a squad of Marines that were pinned down in the jungle, and we were just flying around, and you couldn't see. It's like trying to look through here. You couldn't see. My crew chief was just firing away with his pig, the M60, and he kept saying, "Fire, Mac, fire," and I wouldn't fire. And we lost him. I'm sorry. We heard him on the radio. Said, "That's it. We're done." We just heard the fire come in on him, and it went dead. And to this day, I regret not firing, but I was afraid of hitting my own men. I talked to a lot of grunts from that war, and they said enemy fire was one thing, but friendly fire was worse. I didn't want to hit our men, but now I wish I had. It couldn't have come out any worse. This still gets me every time. So, your memories now, 50 years later, will be the same damn memories. You won't forget. You'll never forget your buddies and your times that you had. We had good times too. We'd take it, go aboard the helicopter carrier, and we'd go to the Philippines and Okinawa and Taipei. Those were the good days. You know, the bad days were when we came back. One final story I think I told you those. These wings are earned in combat, and you earn the wings, but the gold stars are you have to be under fire so many times to make it permanent. Each star means I don't know how many times you have to be under fire, return fire, or whatever. But we were aboard the helicopter carrier Iwo Jima, and we just picked up some new grunts from the Philippines Marines, and they said, "What are those wings? What are those?" Well, we're blip pilots, and we're going to fly some blips off the carrier. But I enjoyed my time in the Marine Corps. I came back. I had 2.5 years to do on a 4-year enlistment. I wasn't old enough to vote or drink. But I figured they lost over 4,000 helicopters in Vietnam, almost 5,000 KIAs of crews, pilots and crew chiefs and window gunners. Very few ever went through without getting at least one Purple Heart. I was lucky I only got one. A lot had a lot worse. But the worst thing that ever happened, we had a brand new helicopter come back from Sikorsky. Not new, but refurbished completely. Every bolt, everything. And we all fought for it. But they gave it to my buddy from Winchester, or not Winchester, but from Kentucky, Ernie Wilson. A really sweet guy. He'd been married 3 days before he came to Vietnam. And everybody wondered, but every time they take it out, it'd have a red indicator light, something wrong with the engine. And they tried everything, just tried everything. This old drunken master sergeant we had with lines, he took that goddamn light out. They went out and picked up 8 Marines grunts and went out in the ocean and got every one of them drowned. That's what we told them. You couldn't make crew chiefs fly, you're enlisted. So we all said, we're not flying again, not one goddamn more mission till you get rid of that son of a bitch. He should have gone to prison, what happened. But he killed 12 good Marines. The only one that got out was the window gunner. He got out, and the ocean was really rough, and they tried it. His chaser was trying to, hoist him up, and he finally went under. That was our worst day. That losing those 12 Marines. Like I said, I've been through a lot of what you guys are going through. I'm not wounded like you guys, but my heart is for what we've lost. I think I'm done. Did everybody get a look at the picture? Oh. Thank you very much.
Did you video?
Yeah, I video for him.
How big is it? The video is probably
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
Is there a way to get it off to your phone and over to me, like upload
Okay,
it?
okay. I will do the email to my.
Okay.
Okay, I will.
The facilities that